Bam! Welcome to the live stream tonight. Do you know who I am? Okay, yeah. Welcome to Pro Se Legal School. You be the judge. I'm Coach Neighbors, and we bring some fire to the table tonight. So, let's just get everything lined up here. So the main thing we're going to talk about tonight is the city rezoning the residential houses that are short-term rentals to increase the property tax to level the playing field for the hotels. That's the main thing we're going to talk about tonight. But before we get to that, I know you guys saw the video that I posted with the letter that Mr. Kopecky sent me. And yeah, I think he's begging me to come down there so he can, you know. And the interesting thing here is municipal court is, they say they have ordinances and codes, and people are posting on the comments. No one has a ordinance. No one has somebody. They don't have jurisdiction to do anything about no damn ordinance. You're absolutely right. But this is how they get you in their due process violated system, due process violation system. Yeah. So a police officer writes you a summons, citation, and then you get to their court, to the fake court. And then the fake court decides if they want to jam you up in their fake court and make you pay and everything, even though their fake court manual says they can't do none of that. And then if they want to, jam you up for like the big stuff or bigger stuff or whatever, then they just send your stuff over to the prosecutor's office in state court based off of this police officer's violation of the separation. Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead next week and file my lawsuit against Mr. Kopecky, and I'm including his property as damages. So I'm going to have to add his wife, Miss Rose Kopecky, to the lawsuit and serve her. So that's kind of what's going on with that. The last couple of videos, you guys can see the letter they wrote to me is absolutely ridiculous. He gave me some alternative options, and one of them was to come down there and plead no contest and get sentenced and then appeal in state court. So I'll be in state court then, he says. I can appeal in state court and get a trial de novo. What an idiot. So yeah, that's just totally ridiculous. But tonight we're going to talk about something else. Tonight we're going to talk about the property tax situation, and how the cities are now going to try. Some cities are doing it. Our city is going to try and force property owners who have short-term rentals, Airbnb's. They're going to try and force those property owners' property in the middle of the neighborhood to be residential, to be commercial property, so they can increase the property tax to 117%. So I know that's not legal because I have a property tax challenge property tax lawsuit package that I have been retailing for quite a while now, and they don't have one single bad review on it. As a matter of fact, most of the time they force you to sign a non-disclosure statement. Yeah, but see, here's the thing. If my stuff didn't work, then I would have all these people that are complaining, and I don't. You can go to my website and check out those reviews. So today we're going to talk about that a little bit. But before we get started, I got to do that a couple of times. I want you guys to click on that bell. Make sure you click on those ads so that I can get paid for bringing this free fire to the table. And make sure that you ring the bell so you get notifications when it's time to rock and roll. Now, I'm going to just start here. and then I'm going to get over there. So just bear with me. Most of the facts that people know about the legal system, they learn from attorneys or bar members or from the system who is reporting what bar members tell them. Okay. And it's pretty much lies. Everything that you learn about the legal system it's a lie. Especially if it's conventional stuff, it's a lie. If you learn it from an attorney, it's a lie. So that's the best way to go into anything that has to do with my program. Okay, everything that you know about what you think is going on is a stinking lie, and so we're going to point that out right here. Uh, So I want you to remember that when people started letting me know how these facts go that I'm going to lay out. And I want you also to remember that what I'm putting on the table here, okay, is what I have learned from you people, from you badasses that have been kicking these people's butt with my stuff. What we're due here is done from real-time feedback that come in from people all across the United States telling me about how these fools are trying to get around my stuff. So when you build a program like that, and I didn't start out doing that. I'm not trying to say that. This is where we where we ended up at. Okay, so when you have a program like that, you shouldn't have a bunch of holes, problems. If there's a problem, oh, I find out because someone ain't happy. We make some changes, send them another, No, pretty soon, you get this stuff wrapped up pretty tight. So when you understand how you ended up in a situation, to understand that you must learn the truth about the registering of your property deed. Okay, that's where we're going to go now. The truth about the registration of your property deed. And I'm going to tell you this based off of my own experience as well. So, most of you think that registering your property deed is to keep others from signing on to your property. That's a lie. As a matter of fact, it does the absolute opposite. When you register your property deed down there, anybody can go down there and look at it. I have people that have been in my foreclosure program that had all the documentation to show that the lien was released on their property, have all the stuff, it's all signed in, but they're in foreclosure. How the hell's that happen? Well, it happens because crooked ass attorneys go down here and at the county recorder's office where they have your stuff, where all the attorneys can get to it, and they fill out a fake assignment against your property. And then they send you this fake assignment. And then, well, some people just think it's a real assignment, and then they just start sending them the payment. Uh-huh. Oh, I think you see where I'm going here. And now you have the other people over there that were screwing you over in the first place because there was never any mortgage loan. All that was created with your own signature. Okay, so those people over there wondering why they ain't getting their payment. And then you're telling them, hey, you sent this assignment, and they're like, we don't know what you're talking about. Oh, yeah, now you're so many months behind, but you're not behind because you gave somebody your damn money. Uh-huh. All that happened because your property was registered in their office. There's cases where people from other countries have signed into the recorder of deeds office and took over sold their property. And yeah, you have to be pretty smart to do that. All that stuff is doable because your stuff is registered in the office for everybody to see. Oh, and there's no law that says that you need to register your property in their office. There's no law. If there is, attorney that's listening and getting mad and calling down here to Lynette Baker, the assistant attorney general in the state of Kansas, and complaining she already tried to shut me down 3 times and I'm still here. Do you know who I am? All right, sorry. Okay, so most people think their property deed is registered to be protected, and that's the main thing that I want to talk about tonight. Your property deed is not registered to be protected. Your property deed is registered to allow the first illegal lien to be put on your property. Now, what the hell was that? The first illegal lien was the mortgage lien. Yep. And here's why it was illegal. Just slow down for a second and follow me. Okay, think about this. If there were several people who own property, all of those owners would have to be present to sign that mortgage lien, right? Right. Okay, so I'm talking to myself. So the fact that the alleged lender accepted the signature from your happy ass on the alleged lien shows that you owned it already. And I smell stink. Now, how you owned it already is like 10 more videos. Okay. But I'm just saying, okay, I play football and I box. Those are two things not smart people do. So I have to keep it simple. The fact that they accepted your signature on the lien with nobody else proves that you own that property already. Hmm. Now, you only own it for a very short amount of time because when you registered it to them, they gave you a fake copy. They made a copy of a security, which is absolutely a federal violation of law. If your I did that and you gave them a you see where I'm going with that? Yep. So the registration of the property allowed the first illegal lien to be put on your property. That's how that works. And then, because the alleged loan was generated with your own signature on the promissory note. They stamp paid to the order of on it. After you left the table, vice president generally stamps paid to the order on without recourse, and they signed it. They turned it into like a security, a big check, and they process it through the Federal Reserve. That's how. And Modern Money Mechanics, a publication put out by some dude that's way smarter than I am on banking fraud, says that the bank was granted 9 times the amount that went into a demand deposit account, and then they wrote a check 1 time, so they kept 8 times. Yeah. Okay, so the registration of your deed in the office is real estate deed fraud. Real estate deed fraud. That's what it's called when they register your deed in the office. The state law says your deed is supposed to be delivered to you. That's what your property transfer statutes for your state reflect, that the deed's supposed to be delivered to you. And they're supposed to follow those laws, not you, because you're not a U.S. citizen. They're supposed to follow them, but they don't. They do what they call their constructive delivery, and they register your deed in their office for the sole purpose of, the illegal lien and the reclassification. Now we're getting to the property tax part of it. Your property is reclassified solely for the purpose of taxation. Well, they're taking your property too, and they're using the collateral against, for loans from the federal government. That's a whole nother video. There's a lot of stinky stuff going on over here. So the registration of your property is the beginning of the real estate deed fraud. That's what it is. The law says they're supposed to deliver your deed to your house. And it actually says it's not conveyed, yada, 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 until that's done. But that's not what they do. They register it to allow the first illegal lien to be put on it. And they also allow your property to be lined up in their computer. Have you ever wondered how they can sell your property on the courthouse steps in a non-judicial foreclosure in 30 days? Y'all ass know that the government ain't doing nothing in no. Yeah. So they do that because they already have a file. They tell you, though, there's no file in non-judicial foreclosure. We can't help you. You need to wait till you get into court. So then you wait till the eviction process starts. Well, that's yeah. All that starts because of the registration. Okay, let me ask you another question. Have any of you been in foreclosure and had the realtors come into your house? Okay, no. The foreclosure just started. You ain't even had a time to answer that shit in court. And you got these assholes coming to your house, knocking on your door, taking pictures of shit. Okay, how do I know all this? Back to the real time. Feedback. All that is from, how did your property get on foreclosure.com and Zillow and all of the realtor? That registration of your deed allows them to control your property. And the state statute mandates that the deed is supposed to be delivered. The registration allows the first illegal lien to be filed. Once your property is registered, it's reclassified from private property to one of their commercial classifications, which is residential, commercial, agricultural. Now, when I do a screen share, you guys are going to see that the letter that they sent to my wife and to close, they're trying to, they have a problem with the short-term rental. You'll see, I'm going to share that letter with you so you can see these people ain't got no sense. I mean, they are totally out of control. So your property has already been classified as commercial. Your property already has a commercial classification. When they put your property, when they register your property in their, so the first thing they do is they change it from residential, or they change it to commercial if it's a zone commercial, or agricultural. Those are the three classifications that they change your property to for the illegal taxation and illegal attack and their illegal real estate defraud, blah, 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 and all that. Okay. So those are three classifications. But in the letter they sent us, they're acting like they want to classify it as residential, and from residential to commercial, because we're making a whole bunch of money or whatever. And that's just totally ridiculous. So let's finish up this. So what is the process used to determine the lawful property owner? Is it the chain of title? Is that what? No. Oh, so those fools tell everybody that you need to register your stuff with them so they can make sure nobody else gets on it and all of this stuff, whatever. But I've already pointed out that the very first lien to put on it because of the registration. So, what is the process to determine the lawful property owner? Now, like I said, I did crazy stuff and I have to keep things simple. In my mind, it's the notary public signature. If someone shows up and they say, "Hey, that's my property," they're going to need to have a document that's signed and notarized prior to the one that you have in your Bible or your safe or the one that they're holding for you over there that they won't give back to you. So now you got a situation. So all of a sudden, we're worried about the title being not clear or the chain of title. Well, if you're getting ready to sell it and you take it out of your Bible and somebody comes up and they say, "This is my property, check out the document I have." Well, if their document is not signed and notarized prior to yours, I don't know. And it's a wrap. I don't understand how these thieves can get away with convincing people that you have to leave your stuff in their office. Okay, because if your stuff's signed and notarized and put away where no one has access to it, there's not going to be anybody. Yeah, I had one of my Facebook pages got shut down because I told people if your deed's not in their office, they're not going to be able to verify that there's a mortgage lien against your house. I'm just keeping it real. I know it's crazy, Coach. Oh, we got a lot of happy people that are still in their damn house. So you can say as crazy as you want to. What's crazy is I was on a website from Australia talking about the mortgage, the American mortgage, whatever, whatever, and just almost knocked me over. So the website in Australia said that the mortgage, American mortgage loan or whatever, is just an agreement. It's just an agreement to voluntarily give your property over to the bank when you can't pay. Yeah, that's that's like that's ground level 1, 2, 3 right there because that's exactly what it is. And we signed that shit, and we don't spend all the time reading it because our attorney looked it over. The title company people got attorneys, and some other people got attorneys up in here too. So my research shows that the deed must be signed and notarized to be legal. So that means I don't know. Someone help me out here and post a comment if I don't have this right. That means that in order for someone to sign on to your property and take over it, they would have to have something signed and notarized prior to yours. So if that's the case and it's that simple, what the hell do we need them keeping your shit for? I mean, I don't know. I mean, somebody help me with this because that's why do you have to register your stuff in their office? And the property owner that we're going to be helping, and don't get this wrong, I don't help you. This is my wife's business, and this guy's like family. So, yeah, so he's like in a real good place. And so we're going to address this issue. But before that, I want to show you guys the letter. So I'm going to do a screen share. If I can figure this out. Okay, so we're gonna start out right here, so you guys can see that beautiful website homepage right there that Humira put together for us. And yeah, it's pretty snazzy. Just hover over there, drop down, and bam, takes you right to what you need. And then we got a fancy homepage over here. But that's not what we're looking at here today. Right now, we're gonna go ahead and look at this. I bet you guys didn't know there was a Kansas Register of Deeds Association, and I'm sure this association is in all of your state. And I've been doing this for a minute, and I did not realize that there was a Kansas Register of Deeds Association. Yep. And this guy, Ken Brown, is the person that's running the deeds register here in my city. He's the treasurer or secretary. And so look at all of these nice people here that you guys can be able to sue. Yeah, this is what we're going to do now is we're going to add this corporation and these people to your foreclosure situation and see how they like that. Because this right here is the start of the poo poo. The Register of Deeds Association. I did not realize there was an association. So this is going to be a game changer. It's going to be interesting to see how these people react when they're held accountable for the illegal stuff that they're doing. Now, let's get over here to the letter. And this is the letter. And you can see here that they wrote it to inform us that the county appraisers offices they reveal property ownership that's being used short-term rentals. And result in those county would be changing their property assessment classification from residential to commercial. So I wonder if they do that, we can put up a sign and have some parking and no, because we're not going along with that. So they say here the short-term rental, less than 30 days or transient guests, So basically, you can read that, but basically, my wife is already paying to the state of Kansas the short-term rental taxes, Kansas retail sales taxes, local sales taxes, and transient guest taxes. Oh, similar to hotels. This is their letter. They spelled all this right out here. We're already paying all of that, and that's similar to hotels. For property assessment, Kansas has 10 classification categories. Oh, that align with the use of as of January 1. Okay, so, and they talk about right here the Article 11, Section 1 of the Kansas Constitution provides the requirement for property assessments to be applied to uniformly, equally based, well, they're not doing that. So we're not even going to finish reading that. Yeah. So I spent some time yesterday looking at the Kansas Constitution. But before I get into all of that, I want to let you know that statutes and codes are not valid laws. Statutes and codes that the state uses to enforce in state court, the majority of them are not valid laws because they don't have enacting clauses, they don't have titles, and they don't have bodies. They're just legislative crap that's done between the legislator and the bankers. So I don't spend any time messing with them. I don't. All of my documents are structured with federal court case law to file in state court. And they can't do anything about it because there's no difference between doing that than there is than filing Supreme Court case law in either one of them. But the problem kicks their ass is that they can't respond to federal case law with state court crap. So that's a problem. So, okay, so how can the Kansas Constitution allow for all of this stuff? Well, it doesn't really say that. I read it. What it actually says is private property or personal property. Excuse me. It says personal property, like boats, cars, RVs, those kinds of things is what it's. And then as it goes down a little further, it gets into real property. Okay, no, there's no real property. There's private property, and then there's your 10 classifications of shit. Oh, there's no real property. It's private property. And then you reclassify it as one of your commercial designations for the sole purpose of taxation and take it over the real estate deed fraud. Yeah. Man, so that's how that goes. And you can see right here that they're 25% for agricultural property. They 30% they charge. It's like, wow. So they want to know if short-term rentals are used full-time or in such case, if they're only part-time, how many days are you there and how many days are you freaking? These people are these people are so out of control. Oh, so they offer us an opportunity to fill out the paperwork to agree to this shit, and then they offer you on the back of that paperwork, they offer you opportunity to appeal, and then they'll have one of their people call you and tell you to go shut the hell up. I'm pretty sure that's what they're going to say. But that's not what we're going to do. We're not going to waste any time with no appeal or none of that stuff. And I'm answering to their letter here shortly. We'll have it ready on Tuesday, and we'll send that over to them, along with a copy of the notice of claim, which is actually going to be the lawsuit. That's how we roll. Our notice of claim is the lawsuit. So we're going to put it all together, and then they want to keep acting stupid, then we'll just send them the lawsuit, and because none of their stuff they're doing is legal. Okay, so here's something to think about too. I have a temporary restraining order, and we use that temporary restraining order in most of the package. The temporary restraining order is structured to block the state. Let's go ahead and turn this sharing off. I've left that up. You guys can check that out closer if you want. The temporary restraining order was structured to block the state. My temporary restraining order from receiving federal funding. Now, this works like this. So one day I wanted to see if I could shut down their money. So I started doing some work, and I'm kind of hard-headed about stuff sometimes. Some of you may know that. And according to the spending clause in the Constitution, in the federal Constitution, the federales can withhold the entire federal funding going to the state if the state players violate the due process right of the state citizens or the Fifth Amendment. Well, the due process rights getting violated every day. Well, as soon as they register your property deed, you're violated. All the violations after that don't matter. Yeah. Hot and ready. Yeah. So I was finishing up the video today. I wanted to apologize to Diane. I was finishing up the video today that I posted, showing the Kopecky letter. Well, I was I was a little wrapped up. And she called me and she started asking me a bunch of questions. And I was trying to get it over to the website because I didn't. And so she said I was rude and I owe her apology. So, okay, so maybe I owe her apology. Maybe I was rude. I wasn't intentionally trying to be rude. I was just punching Kopecky in the face, and I wanted to get back to work. So, but we talk later, and I don't know. I think we got it worked out. But at the end of the day, when you guys see me or see my stuff, calling me real quick is not. I'm not an attorney. I'm not going to do shit for you. That's not how this works. You got to get yourself to the gate. You got to get yourself to the gate by going to the website, checking out your options, figuring out what you need. She wanted me to tell her what she needed to get. And for foreclosure, there's only two options. So come on. It's going to come down to whatever you can afford or how much fun you want to have. So, but I don't tell people what to do. Now, when you get in the program and we're doing whatever, and it's about but people at the gate, if they don't have the whatever they need to get their ass rolling over there or whatever, then they don't work out too well in my program. They think I'm an asshole. Welcome, Dylan. We're getting it done. Thank you for showing up, guys. We're bringing fire to the table. I don't know. I just like that word. It fits. Let everybody know that it means that you're doing it yourself. So I don't know exactly what it means. There's no. The attorneys are getting sued. All the bar members are getting sued. So the bar members are getting sued. So they ain't trying to have. Yeah, Chris, you're right. That's one of the things that you could call it. I would call it a RICO operation. Oh, that's what I would call it. And I have done some homework on that. And one of the things that I found a couple of things. One of the things that I found is that RICO offers a private right of action, which I did not know. I mean, I would have done anyway and make them and make them make me go sit down. But no, RICO has a private right of action, and RICO is powerful. Man, when they put the RICO stuff together, they did it to go after these mob and gangsters or whatever. I don't think they had any idea that it would be used against their asses. So I'm educating myself on that. I actually found a prosecutor's manual for RICO prosecution. Oh, it's so badass. It's totally off the chain. So, so that's one of my projects that I want to put together for my business package that I offer for entrepreneurs who want to start their own business doing what I'm doing here and have the funds to set up a website and pay to have all the things done that we're doing. They'll have access to the RICO package and some other stuff that I'm working on now that not everybody, that most people haven't seen. No, Judge Darby. There's no state court ignore federal law because if you follow the instructional videos, the updated instructional videos on the instructional video playlist, you'll see that we don't wait around. Okay, the only reason that we file stuff in state court is to crush their shit. That's the only reason why we file stuff in state court, is to crush their process. Now, because when you move over to federal, they were calling on the phone, playing games or whatever. So now you crush that state court process by watching the updated instructional videos and following the process that we have outlined. And then once you get that handled, you add the state to your lawsuit. You add the judge who signed down without inter party and who has conflict because the judge is paid by the state to give your property away to the state. Most people don't realize the state is the one that's attacking your property. The state is the one attacking your property with these sub corporations that they're paying to do all of this stuff that they're doing. So you add the state to your lawsuit, and then you add the judge that the state's paying, and then once you get that in state court, then you move over and you file the lawsuit in federal court, and then you have the party served. And then once you do that, and then I always order those fools to. I always suggest that the federal judge order those fools to the settlement table, because here's the thing. They can't respond to my state court beatdown, your state court beatdown, our state court beat. They can't respond to it. So if they can't respond to none of the shit on the state court level, then they have no standing to respond to anything that you filed in the federal court. And I would approach the judge this way. Judge, you need to order their asses to come to the settlement table. My concern is the interest of the court's resources. I care greatly about the court's resources right now, and I don't want to see the court's resources get wasted or the court end up on the same end of the stick with the state court, because that could happen. Yep, that could happen. If I have to sue the federal court people, then we drag their happy ass down to state court. And the state court people happy ass get dragged up there. That's how you do that. So you don't wait around for anybody to ignore anything, Judge Darby. You jam the ass up on the state level with my stuff, and then the next day you happy ass get over to federal court and get that shit filed in federal court, and you get those people served. And then once you get that done, then you can file your demand for sanctions for like $3.5 million and do a bunch of fun stuff. Or, you can just go for the punch and the knocking out. If you invest in the mortgage fraud package, then you'll have, or the prosecutor eliminator package, then you'll have opportunity to use the document that I put together to strike Mr. Kopecky's bench warrant for my arrest. Now, you're moving to strike the bench warrant because Mr. Kopecky, the judge, the fake judge in his fake court, it's not registered with FAR, Foreign Agent Registration Act of 1938. I think it's 38. And that act is a federal law still, and they're supposed to be registered, and they're not. And so it's a federal law that was actually enacted. I looked it up. Yes, I did. Now, someone commented in my in the YouTube about the Foreign Agent Registration Act, asking me questions about how do I know this? How do I know, dude? I provided the fact that you need to get to where you need to get to. So I'm going to suggest, and that's what I told them, to take your butt over there and go check it out. Okay, because I don't, this is school. You need to learn, and that's how this works. If you don't spend the time to learn the words that's in that document or in the updated instructional videos, you're not going to know what to say when they get in your face. And I don't care how much fire you bring to the table. If they don't think you understand what you got, they're going to drag your happy ass in a hearing. They're not going to have a hearing until they already know how they're going to beat your ass down. Okay? So if you don't understand what you got and you can't talk shit to them, they're going to drag your happy ass in a hearing, and then you can show up with all of your stuff. And if you don't know what's on that, when you're done, they're going to go by the words that came out of your mouth. And they play you. Oh, hell yeah, they'll play you. They'll be trying to get you to talk about the payment history, when was the last payment, the date. Yep, all of that shit. And this is why I tell people when you get in my program, if you put the lender on my shit, you might as well go home and throw your shit out in the yard. Okay, I'm going to tell you, because the lender don't have nothing to do with the stuff 97% of the time. And the lender does a charge off, and they do this funky stuff. So and write off the books right before the third party debt collecting attorneys get a hold to it. I haven't figured that part out yet, but I'm working on that. They did a charge off, so you cannot prove that the lender had anything to do with the foreclosure because they did a charge off and destroyed all the paperwork and shredded that shit. So you bring up the lender, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, they're gonna be licking their chops. They'll move your ass up to the front of the up to the front of the line. Well, I don't. Well, so I think what you're saying, asked him, Mr. Perfect, is how much should I ask for or put on? No, so I was going to share that with you guys tonight, but I forgot. I'll put it in another video because I didn't want to take time trying to find out. So what I'm so what I'm going to do is I'm connecting. Yeah, what I'm going to do. Well, a counterclaim is nice, Chris, if you have time. If you're in judicial, well, like I did my sister, we used the counterclaim to beat their ass down totally, and we added attorney's wife to the counterclaim, and yeah. So, but if you don't have time, then you need to just get that shit filed, stop this process, and then get that stuff over to filed in federal court. Yeah, I thought the letter was a little baggy, very baggy. Okay, because I'm over here talking shit, and they arrested me already once. But Mr. Kopecky, the traffic attorney, that's not a real judge. He has, so it's on. So I already demand to strike all of his stuff, and that pretty much adds him to the litigation. And I'm about to file my lawsuit. I don't rush around. I'm waiting until they get done playing around and figure out how they're gonna send my shit back. I already told y'all he's gonna send my shit back. So apparently they don't do civil litigation in, in municipal court. So I go, why am I there? Wait. So in 2017, I already beat their ass over three $10 seatbelt tickets that I dragged to federal court and took up a year and 3 months of their life, making them look at my stuff. But we're not going that long this time. No. I'm getting old now. We need to get on down. And we need to get on down to the cash part. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to file a in my lawsuit that I'm putting against the police officer, Mr. Kopecky, and some people. I'm going to claim the registered deeds office and all of the assets as damages. And it's funny because my best friend said, "Oh well, you should make it something serious." Oh, what? I don't look like I'm damn serious? Are you kidding me right now? Oh, so what they're doing to me now is the same shit they did to me and my wife before. It's the same shit. And then she had to go, And so what's the price for not being able to protect your wife or your family? Or to know that your wife's being shipped around like an animal, just like you. Oh, that's all right. I can laugh now. But yeah, so no, I think I deserve more. I might even ask for the damn police station. I'm serious. Y'all think I'm playing? No, they didn't learn nothing. They didn't. They called me from Judge Crabtree's chambers in Topeka, Kansas, at the federal court to figure out how to. Yeah, and I really can't discuss what But I can tell you right now, it's not going to do any good to call me anymore. Mr. Pecky Co has made it clear that he wants to fight. So the shit's on. So that's all I got to say about that. It's on. And this is an opportunity for me to hold all of them responsible for what they did to my family. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know how I say, you just need to stay in shape and stay ready, because your time will come to step in the ring, baby. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the attorney / judge, Mr. Kopecky, offered me an opportunity to come down there so he could set my warrant aside and do all this stuff. Wow. Oh, no, I'm not going down there asking him to do shit. Okay, I'm just going to ask for a bunch of money. Then once I get, and I'm going to be attacking also the registered deeds office for them forcing me to pay $267 to put one document on the public record. I could have filed my lawsuit in state court for $200. Okay, and I had 3 documents. That would have been like $9,000 million. So if I own all of the assets in the county recorder's office, who knows? Maybe I'll sue Mr. Kopecky for his bond, as well as the the municipal court's corporate charter. I get sued for the corporate charter, and then then I would have a seat on the board of directors, and I could help them come up with some more constitutionally game plans for people. Well, they say you should dream big and then make it happen. And some people say then wherever it falls, whatever. No. No, dream big and then make it happen. That's how you do it. And you can't do it in their conventional shit. Okay, you have to stay over here in this non-conventional program where you're actually addressing the real shit. You're actually going after the people who are actually stealing your stuff. Yeah. So, guys, what you get here when you invest in this program is obviously you get the lawsuit package structured to state a claim already. You will get access to over 700 training videos. You should watch the updated instructional videos first. You have access to coaching on my Twitter X, my Twex site at neighbors_coach. And you also have access to live streams every week. And we're going to start our webinar stuff up here again pretty soon. Oh, yes, Mr. Perrick. Yeah, he called that opportunity for me to get back on track. That's how he put it. And I'm thinking I'm not off track. I'm not sitting in there jail, and ain't nobody coming for me. Okay, I don't see. Let me check. Nope, ain't nobody. I'm not off track, and I'm not sure how I'm going to go to a fake court, plead guilty, be sentenced, and then appeal from the fake court over to the appeal court on the state court, the fake court, state court, the appeals court, fake court. Okay, I can't get that right. Oh, that whole letter was ridiculous. I don't know how he would think. Okay, so I don't think he's read any of my stuff, or he think I would believe that shit. Right, so that's all I got to say about that. So, Mr. Kopecky, I'm not coming to your court. Well, actually, I'm going to have my server serve you, and your wife will get her copy of the lawsuit too for what you guys did to me. And then later on, I'm going to address this situation with the state failing to properly train. Yeah. And then there's defamation situation, professional defamation situation that's going to get handled down the road too. So we got a bunch of situations that's getting handled, but we're going to start out with this Airbnb property tax, this fake tax thing here, because I get a little bit grumpy when they're messing with my girlfriend. Okay, my wife / girlfriend. Okay, y'all know who I'm talking about. Yeah, I don't be playing. So they already they arrested me to teach me a lesson because I refused to sign the police officers. Oh, you guys notice my nails? Oh, don't they look pretty? Yeah, I had to duty them up today so I could look good. Mr. Kopecky, you like my nails? Mr. Kopecky, if you'd like to come to the live stream and let everybody know how you plan on getting off my underneath this ass whooping that I'm giving you, you're welcome. Just hit me up, and we'll figure out a date. I'm sure everybody love to hear what you have to say. I'm sure so many people have some questions to ask your ass also. So just let me know, Judge Kopecky, if you want to come to my live stream and help us out with the situation that we're talking about here, because I'd love to have your take on the things that I'm saying. Anyway, guys, thank you for the value of sharing your time. The property tax package has additional value in it. It has the lawsuit for the property tax situation. It also has the lawsuit, the foreclosure 42 USC 1983 foreclosure offensive lawsuit that it's in the foreclosure package. So I just got tired of trying to explain to everybody that it doesn't matter what lawsuit package you use. If you're in foreclosure, if you're in judicial foreclosure, if you're in a non-judicial foreclosure, if you're in a tax lien foreclosure, if you're in a foreclosure, if you're in HOA, it don't matter. Foreclosure at the end means they're attacking your damn property. If you know you're going to be in foreclosure, it don't matter. The difference is in the foreclosure packages, what you can afford and how much fun you want to have. and how fast you want to have their ass to go sit the hell down. Because that's the difference in the, and the property tax package has, I just put it in there so people can, you can sue them for the property tax, and then you can go back and sue them for the mortgage fraud. And then there's demand for sanctions in there too. It's like 3. It's like the 3 beat down. So that property tax package is pretty badass. And anybody that invests in that, I can tell you right now that you're gonna, I'm gonna be your friend. We're gonna be friends for a while. Thank you guys for the value of sharing your time. Yeah, I'm not going down there. They had to come for me because I already know he can't send the police for me. Okay, because I've been talking shit now for 3 months. And if he can send the police for me, it just send the cops down here already. Municipal court is a fake court, and they don't have judicial authority. They get their judicial authority from the city ordinance. And when I read that stuff in 2017, I was like, are you kidding me right now? But this dude wasn't the one that was down here taking the ass whooping then. This dude is here now, and you know how attorneys are. They're kind of hard-headed. They ain't good at getting punched in the face. They don't know when to go sit the hell down. So, and I ain't trying to have him go sit down. I'm just going to keep punching him. So it's up to him. For me, I can keep punching him. I ain't even got started with the lawsuit stuff yet, and the temporary restraining order to block the entire state from, and he's seen it. He's seen it. I already sent it to him. He read that shit and sent it back to me. Oh, Mr. Peckico, I'm not going away, but I'm not going away nowhere. So yeah. So we're about to move over and get a little real. Last time I filed in state court, and then just to have fun, and then I moved it over to federal court, and I didn't even have to pay federal court filing fees because the other state court judges are going to be able to help. They didn't want to admit to me that there's a fake court over here or whatever. They just try to play it off and try to do what they can do to make sure they don't get in the middle of it. Because it was kind of poopy. So I'm going to do that again, but I'm also going to put it on the public record because part of my restraining order is going to be to restrain them fools from charging me all of my money to place their shit that they're doing to me on the public record. So, and once I get that package set up to address that public record situation, then I'm going to make it available for people in the premium packages. So, thank you guys for the value of sharing your time. I'll see you guys in the next video. Get over to that website and get what you need. Send me your money. My dog likes to eat expensive stuff, like crab legs and stuff. Good night, guys.